Next up is In the Earth, which quite frankly can go in the bin. Believe you me, if I wanted to sit and watch a woman have an orgasm over natural plant life, I would have popped down to Holland and Barrett during their penny sale, obviously, and watched a woman gushing over a bottle of ginkgo tablets. In the Earth bills itself as a breakthrough horror movie of recent times, and even though they've tried to be quite clever in the trailer by using the word phantasmagoric, it's really not. Clearly, the publicity was knocked up by some pretentious, overly enthusiastic university graduate with a thesaurus.com obsession. Not a direct insult to university graduates, but believe me, I've had my experience. This pitiful attempt at a horror movie is just an artistic producer trying to get real clever by using our natural elements as the base for a sinister story. A diluted Blair Witch Project meets Ground Force here, I think. Ground Force being, if you're not familiar with it, a British gardening TV show. Yeah, with just sort of 3 or 4 main actors strolling their way around some sort of bizarre gardening exhibition. It's the only way I can describe it. In addition, this film is based on the concept of that a virus has wiped out most of Great Britain. And given how pretentiously tiresome the overall production is, it almost feels quite insulting to everybody who endured or was directly affected by the coronavirus pandemic. You know, just when you're irritated enough by a film, does it then dump a fucking suitcase of more irritating shite on top? The gory scenes are completely unnecessary. There's an axe-wielding man who the lead characters keep like pegging it away from, but they don't seem to have the smarts to actually fight back. They just perform victim, if you know what I mean. They don't do anything to defend themselves. A squeaky-voiced lady somewhere up in Back Forest that seems more interested in playing a DJ set in her pop-up tent than actually helping people out. Oh, and to add insult to injury, the producers use a lot of almost eye-damaging strobe lighting. So this is actually quite a serious thing that I wanted to raise. If you do watch In the Earth, be very careful if you know someone who's affected by that sort of thing. I'm not, and even I found it absolutely unbearable. I was sat there like, fucking hell. It's horrible. The whole lot is horrible. Yeah, there's nothing, I think, here that doesn't scream environmental activism either. And the fact that In the Earth could have easily been condensed into a, 50-minute episode of a surreal TV program, yeah, it's just not great. This film reeks of second-year university drama students. I'm talking from complete personal experience here. I mean, when I was back in university, some of the overcooked, ostentatious shit we would perform, it was basically a bunch of 20-somethings, early 20-somethings, proper clutching at straws, almost for no reason, just so that they could, try and score points in the whole devising process, I think. When I was at university, they split us in second year, they split us into groups. So one group went off and devised a performance, another group went off. And of course, you also had a mix of personalities as well. Some who were more academic than others, and some who were way too OTT, thinking, by kicking off a show, by banging on walls, was like with our backs. This actually happened. So this actually happened in a performance I did back then. It makes me smile because of how fucking awful it was. So yeah, I think it was one person thought, yeah, if we stood against a wall, sort of bang, 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 with our backs to the audience, it would give you a fluid interpretation of the struggles of modern life. Although my back is turned to you, I'm not looking at you either. That kind of bollocks. Oh my God. And none of us, I don't think, had a fucking clue what we were doing. you know, we all just thought it would make a unique opening to capture the audience's attention. Well, I say we. I mean, it was a girl in our group who decided we should go bang, 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 bang. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah. So, yeah, I think in the earth, it just reeks of drama students. It really does. In fact, let me give you a little example. Hang on. This is something I've not done before. So bear with me a second. Let me just see if I can. Right. So, yeah. If I just back up a little bit, I can show you like an example. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang. Yeah, there's 4 people here. So there's one over there, one over there. It's like a room, like this, basically. Mirror. Mirror. Leaf. Leaves. Leaves. Mirror. Mirror. Queen Victoria rules from 1837 to 1901. Leaf. Someone over here. Mirror. Mirror. Leaf. Mirror. Hamsters have just as much right to be on this earth as humans. Leaf. Mirror. Leaf. Mirror. Queen Victoria ruled for. Yeah? Are you getting this? Right, yeah. So that was my example of a drama production at university. Thank you for watching that. It did take me a lot of guts. Yeah, unnecessary, isn't it? It's just unnecessary, overly insufferable shit that some people just think, you know, whacking it on the stage and billing it as phantasmagoric will win them points. And it just doesn't. Right. So, yeah, I do hope you enjoyed that again. And of course, at the end of those sorts of performances, I specifically remember there was, you know, you'd come off stage and one of the overly academic audience members would approach you and, you know, be like, I loved it. Yeah. The juxtaposition, that just great. That grated on me massively. Every drama student would use the word juxtaposition. Yeah. Oh, I love the juxtaposition of the staging. The message portrayed throughout the wall banging really was society, you know, and then you get, you know, I'll be like, all right, fuck off. And then someone, you know, quite casual, sort of normalish lad who was part of the group, not my group, who was leafing and mirroring. You know, they would come up to us after the show and be like, oh, mate, yeah, when your ass crack popped out. When your ass crack popped out. Oh, my God. Which, in all honesty, I appreciated more because it was just damn hilarious. Not me ass crack, but what he was saying. Seriously. University. Thousands upon thousands of pounds worth of debt for that. Yeah. I should have switched subjects, but it was too late by the time I'd got into second year, I think. Right, In the Earth, it truly echoed my university days in the exact same way that its creators worked their asses off, or not, to throw together an unbearably irrelevant piece of crap, whilst assuming their underlying message, whatever that was, would be caught and appreciated by the audience. So, got a bit shadowed here. That's my ring light. Yeah. Have I got any positives about this? I'm just checking my net. Okay. Right. Yeah. Right. So and I've nearly hit 10 minutes. Fuck. Right. If I just round off by saying, yes, there was a positive. Funny that, isn't it? So it's the overall strange concept of plants being alive, in a literal talky sense. That was quite decent. There's one moment where a mist sort of ascends on the camp where the protagonists are at, and one of them has to walk through it in her like hazmat suit. She's got to reach something on the other side, but these fungal spores seep through the hazmat suit and send her into wacky hallucinations. Quite possibly a nod to university students, a bit of wacky backy going on. But it's a very, very gripping moment, and it's decent. It was actually a part of the film that was interesting. It was great. And another part of the film is where the scientist girl up in the backfield in her little tent, she plays the sound of what plant life and the earth actually make through her through her speakers. It's fascinating. Those bits are really quite fascinating. So you've got you've got this sort of mist that's like the fog, I suppose, that the old film, where it's sending people into a frenzy. And then you've got this lady who's actually managed to record the earth itself. And it's quite fascinating the way the howling, when she plays it, the howling and the sort of wailing. Oh, it's nuts. But it's definitely the part of the film I focused fully on. So the nature turning on humanity element is great. Hearing the sad theme of the earth, it just wasn't structured right, I don't think. Overall, this film, it seemed to meander its way into the woods and get as lost as its characters. So it's I'll quickly point out that I was very surprised Reece Shearsmith, one of Britain's most finest performers, was actually one of the main characters in this, because some of the things he does are spectacular. I was very surprised at that. But so right, I'm going to definitely round up now. I need to finish. So of course, like most indie films of this style, a particular scene sort of warrants a symbolic gesture, and a couple of the characters are dressed up as dolls at one point and put into different positions, kind of like the leaf and the mirror. And you see a lot of that in A24 productions like Midsummer and stuff. So it really does, it spirals. I mean, just when just when I thought it was terrible enough, it just spirals again. And I'm trying to think of a good joke. Oh, that's a good joke. I was so bored, I should have just leafed the cinema. Oh, fuck it. No, that'd be left, wouldn't it? Whatever. Right. I'm going to leave now. Thank you for enduring this very artistic, juxtaposing contradiction of a review. Because, that's just me. God, that was a lot of hard work. Thank you again for watching. I think I've given you enough. Well, I've given you the negative and given you enough positives. Don't make an effort, please. Please don't go falling over yourself to watch this film. Please.